What's up, guys? Welcome back to Average Takes.
Welcome back,
We
baby.
got you the Week 11 recap. Overreactions, underreactions. We're back
Not feeling good,
live.
Recap,
honestly.
recap.
Oh,
Worst
yeah.
Not
game of
feeling
the
good?
season.
Is that
And
what I heard?
Trevor Shenafield. Wait a second. I'm feeling pretty good on this Monday
We're
night.
big dogs this week.
Congrats.
Big
About time you guys
dogs.
feel like that.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Congrats is in order as the Chargers took down the Steelers on Sunday night in front of
Before
the
you guys
entire
get
world.
too far in your head about this
41 to
game,
37, the
I
Chargers
just wanna
beat the Steelers.
I just wanna give a little credit to my Steelers who, for a second there, this was a terrible game. I was very embarrassed, making all the excuses you could make about why we suck, and then all of a sudden, there's a game back.
It's a nail biter.
The flip switched, and all of a sudden the Steelers came hot. And for 2 minutes, 120 seconds, I was about to ruin everyone on my timelines and everything.
But then,
A lack in coverage. Mike Will just happened to be wide the fuck open, ran for 94 yards and a touchdown.
and Austin Eckler's block on that play was fantastic.
It's a game
He
saver.
went straight for the ankles, made the outside linebacker go flying in the air. Mike Will wide open, shakes one guy.
Yeah,
Chargers win the game, baby.
Hey, what a game for Justin Herbert, man.
I think it was Austin
380
Eckler, bro.
and 93 on the yards. Oh, it's
I think
fuck
it's
Austin Eckler.
Justin Herbert should
Fuck
be
him.
performing like this.
It's
You're
a
expecting it out of
collective
him.
effort.
I love it, but Austin Eckler is performing. I think
Yes.
he won the game. I think he was MVP of the game for sure. Everybody thought Najee was going to be the back of this game, and Austin Eckler put the team on his back. And the
Chargers got off to an early
end
lead,
zone.
and so Najee wasn't able to run.
He was
like
a
he was
non-factor,
supposed
and
to.
that's the reason
The
why we had to
Chargers-
rely on Big Ben to get
Yeah.
back in this game. And
But in the opportunities that he did,
Not a good guy to rely on.
kind of shut it down. It felt good for once to have a good defense.
A good run game. Yeah.
Once they got tired and we got a little banged up out there is when the Steelers actually started driving. We lost Samuel Jr. And I mean, hey, close game, block punt. A lot of flags on the Chargers, man. Them refs were out to get us.
Yeah.
Steelers, Chargers, a little dirty game going on.
Real dirty.
I love it. Came out with a W, hard fought, hard earned.
We'll see you guys again. Don't worry.
Yeah, I really think this will be a playoff matchup. Hopefully, down the line.
I really honestly hope it is, because that was honestly a fun game to watch, even being on the losing end. I was absolutely loved the way my team put some fight out there.
Oh yeah,
sucks when you're down, but we'll take it. We had no Minka, no TJ, no Joe Hayden, so a lot of guys out on our end. But in the playoffs, if those guys are healthy, I do believe it's going to be a different outcome, no matter where this game's played at. But
different game plan.
We'll see if you guys can get there. We'll see if we can get there. So we can't guarantee anything in the playoffs, because
one thing I wanted to bring up before
Chargers.
we move on. Yes, you're right. Can't guarantee nothing about that. But is that I truly don't think Ben had COVID. I don't. Didn't look like it.
No.
He was the fastest player ever to come back from the COVID. I think this was old. We're going to sit Ben, have him out a week versus the Lions, who didn't have a win. You guys had an opportunity to play Mason, test the waters a little bit, say, hey, can we give this team to Mason next year? Let's give them the 0-9 Detroit Lions or 0-8 Detroit Lions. Didn't work out. Ben, need you back, buddy. Ride. Let's go.
Yeah. It's a great thought right there, because if
my theory
if
now.
that's true,
That's
Mike
my theory.
Tomlin is just outsmarted all of us.
Mike Tomlin is smart.
I would say he looked great for not practicing in 8 days, especially coming
for
off
him
of
having
COVID,
COVID,
the world's most
great.
deadliest disease in the whole entire world. This man looks absolutely.
That's what the NFL has come to now. You got to crawl and scratch to get every little inch in this game, and COVID is a part of the game now, and we're going to use it to our advantage. Hey, buddy, he popped positive. Come on. He can't practice.
Not sure.
But he's for sure going to get double negative in the next
Not
week.
sure.
Don't you dare worry about that.
Not
Fastest
sure
human
how
in
that
the world.
worked out.
I love it.
Part of the NFL now,
He
buddies.
recovers
sure.
so fast. I can't wait for the rest of the season now. COVID Ben is a different breed. Love it.
Still doesn't matter. We got the
Ben is
W, baby.
0-1.
Got the dub. Next game.
You can take
Next
the dub, it's
game,
fine.
we got a little change in the division over here in the AFC.
Wow.
It's coming from a longtime champ. New England Patriots just snuck themselves back into old numero uno.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Belichick has done it again.
Hey, when your defense doesn't allow the offense to score a single point, this team is looking very bright.
I feel
Very
bad for the
bright.
Falcons, man. Feel
Yeah.
bad for Matt Ryan at
Oh
this
yeah.
point.
I don't know if you remember saying this during the pick'ems, but hey, this both these teams score a lot of points. It's
Yeah,
going to
I
be a
did
great
say
game.
out of the
Bet
over
the
was hit.
over.
I thought the over was hitting.
Nah.
Pat's
It was under.
defense came to work. Hey,
Yes,
and I'm going to
sir.
continue to say it. Mac Jones is the best rookie quarterback out of this draft.
100p.
Yeah,
100p.
He was the most NFL ready, put me in starter, and it continues to show. He doesn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
the weapons. He don't got the guys.
no.
It's making it work though. Sure as hell is making
Yeah.
it work.
And honestly, this Patriots team, like, don't get me wrong, they're playing lights out football right now. But their last 5 games the teams they played are the Jets,
Mediocre
the
teams.
Chargers,
Yeah.
the Panthers, the Browns, and now the Falcons. So they're beating the teams they should beat, which is good. You can't ask anything more from your
Yep.
team. But now
Next week is
their
their
next 3
yeah.
games they play the Titans, the Bills, bye week, and then the Colts. And then the Bills again. So this is really the test out how good Mac Jones
Time to
is.
turn it on for real.
Yeah, and
Those are
hey,
4 hard games right
Oh
there.
yeah.
if there's a time in your season where you need to turn it on, it had to be those 5 games. So if they were playing bad in those 5 games, like, this team's down bad. But
Yeah.
they didn't. And now they're getting talked about Super Bowl. I don't think they're Subi
No,
team.
I don't think so either.
They're gonna die out.
But
That's just
never sleep on Bill Belichick.
I will.
Oh, yeah.
I will
I
die
will.
on those words.
Yeah. Talking about the division though, they could take the division. And
Those 2 games versus Bills later on in this
Buffalo,
season.
Miami, and New York are terrible right now. If
It's
they
so
can win
funny
these next
because
couple of games, they can make a run, maybe for the
Buffalo
conference.
is totally on the opposite side of this, like, playing good at football spectrum, because they played the absolute worst teams and they sucked against them.
Yeah,
And then the Colts just exploited them. So
Yep.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Bills.
Not looking
might as well
good.
talk about it now. Colts come in, smash them. Jonathan Taylor, have a day. Isaac had a week over there.
Yeah, big ups Isaac. Had a great week on the pod.
Great week. And
Great
just
mind.
fell half a game short of Colin.
Yeah,
Yep.
Unfortunately, Colin
know-
didn't have no buys during his week. Isaac had a bye, so that'd make Colin 12-4 and Isaac 11-4, and that means he's half a game back.
yeah, and we might cook up something a little special. Be a
We're trying.
showdown between them.
Depends on how
Yeah.
the end of the season goes.
Yeah,
We still got some
it is.
lightning guests on the way.
Yeah.
Speaking
Fire,
of lightning
electric.
guests, we have a guest coming. I'm interrupting this podcast to bring you breaking news, honestly.
Yeah.
Breaking news, breaking
Should we say his name?
news.
We're not going to say his
No.
name. No name, no name.
No name.
But we have an interview coming up later on this week with a current San Diego Padre, and I am so excited.
Stay tuned.
You
Turn
know,
your
average
notifications
stakes has
on.
started as nothing, is coming something. And yeah, like Roman said, like, subscribe, stay tuned.
Hit that bell. I'm
There's
telling
literally
you,
nothing
you're not
wrong
going to
with
want to
being
miss it.
average.
Not going to want to miss it.
There's literally nothing wrong with being average. And at this point, how could you not enjoy this? Like,
And
just
I'm
bring it
hyped.
for the ride.
I'm hyped for this guest, low key.
I am so hyped. This is
I honestly
changing
don't believe anybody's
culture.
gonna see this coming. It was kind of a shock to us. But hey,
Oh yeah.
world works in mysterious ways. This one thing leads to another, and you never know who you're getting on your pod. So, hell
Love it.
yeah.
Make sure you subscribe
Love
to
it.
when you see that video drop.
Yeah, when you're listening, if you hear this right now, go check it out. I'm sure it's posted by now.
It's gonna be close. If you're listening to it later this week, there will be an interview dropping.
Happy
Be
Thanksgiving.
there or be
From
square.
Average Steaks.
Early Christmas, whatever you celebrate. This is your early
Hanukkah.
Christmas. This is your early press.
Hanukkah.
Back to the games. Like we said, Colts defeated the Bills 41.
Great ad.
Great ad right there, middle of the pod. We had Jonathan Taylor 5 freaking touchdowns, man. How many
Crazy.
yards did he have?
Only like 165 or 185 or something like
That
that.
was like 200 collective or something like that.
Maybe 200.
No, he only had 19 receiving yards, so
yeah,
unless he had 180.
185.
Bullshit.
So he had 205, correct? Or 204
Yes.
collective yards. Yeah.
Great game.
This man had a day.
Never twice, just letting you know.
All right, never twice, but now the Colts are 6-5, and I can't wait for that episode on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, thanks.
That's gonna be so sick to watch.
The last one they were saying, shout out Jonathan Taylor, Colts franchise rusher and blah blah blah, like game wise, and all of a sudden he just breaks them all at this game. So
yes,
another JT episode for Hard Knocks.
Oh yeah, had a huge game. Bills defense I thought was good. They did not show up, and neither did
this whole Bills team. We talked about Stephon Diggs last week having a great game, and he's right back down in Ghost Town this week.
2 tutties, man.
I mean,
30 yards, but he had 2 tutties.
30 yards, 2 tutties, but those 2 tutties don't happen in another Ghost Town game. Bills are just down bad. Devin Singletary is a terrible back.
I mean, I'll take the 2 tutties, but
Josh Allen not producing that well.
This game's on Josh Allen. 2 turnovers, and then those turnovers turned to points.
A lot of passes, like receivers were dropping a lot, so it was an overall terrible game for the Bills. But like, you can't have terrible games, Like these can't be one. This isn't a one-offer for the Bills. The Bills have been playing bad.
We already gave them their fluke game.
Yeah, they don't get another fluke. The Colts are good now.
In this game, Colts are good now. Yeah.
Colts flipped the switch on this season, and Big Cat Spinky might be out of here.
Yeah.
They got Buccaneers, though. Tough game next week.
Tough.
But then they got the Texans, Patriots, Cardinals.
Well, I heard someone on the game who was announcing it. They're like, the Colts have 2 overtime losses the last 7 weeks, and they've won the rest. So imagine if they win those overtime games.
They're undefeated right now.
7-game winning streak right now.
Definitely not undefeated because they have 5 losses, but they definitely would be able
to
take those overtime losses.
Yeah, and with the Titans being banged up like they are, the Colts team may make a push for that division.
And that's where it gets scary. All right, let's move on. You said Titans. I'm thinking Titans.
I'm thinking Texans.
I'm thinking Tyrod Taylor.
Texans. Tyrod Taylor and the Texans upset the Titans after the Titans were on a what?
7
winning streak.
Yeah.
The worst team in the NFL, 1 win. Texans come in and beat the Titans. At Tennessee in their home turf.
I just love the Titans, man. They're so unpredictable, and their fans
crazy.
are so loyal and diehard. They think this team is the best team, and then they lose to the Texans.
They lost to the Jets earlier this year.
Yeah,
and they lose now, bro.
For my rankings in my head, like those 2 losses to the Jets and the Texans, gotta be worse than a team that's like.
They're taking a break, maybe. That's the only excuse I can give them. They're like, this is a bad team.
They played.
Let's just play terrible, take a break off.
When Julio doesn't play, they lose.
I don't trust a team that plays the competition.
Nope.
I really don't.
Nope. Yeah. And especially losing to the Texans, man, they're bad. They're
really
bad.
Very, very, very bad. Yeah. What did the Bills do to the Texans? Yeah. It was 38-0 at one point.
The Titans we already gave them their flukes. So.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, this is when the season gets weird because now we're saying the Colts are good and the Titans are bad.
Yep. Yeah. They flipped the script on us real quick.
With no Derrick Henry, though. Derrick Henry's not coming back anytime soon. So
they played the
playoffs if they make it.
They play Patriots Jags next.
Well, they're sitting at a cool 8-3, so
2 losses?
If you lose the Texans, you're gonna lose the Jags. Period.
No. That's a flip the script.
This year, yes.
I think they lose to the Patriots. Actually, I think they beat the Patriots. Then they beat the Jaguars, and they play the Steelers after that. Yeah. And what do you say? What happens then?
We're gonna whoop them, bro.
We're gonna whoop them. We're gonna whoop them.
The Texans beat
Give
them.
them a whole whooping. All right. Another
Jets.
game that this podcast was wrong
We're gonna give them a whooping.
for Trevor.
Thank you.
Shenny's Island game. We had the Cowboys coming into the Chiefs. And Chiefs usually freaking blow these games at home, and that's
first quarter. First quarter, I texted the group chat and said I should have went KC. KC is looking like their old selves last year. They're on a 5-game winning streak, and 4, yeah. And they're just looking great. Cowboys looked very bad. Dak looked very bad. Great.
Who?
Why?
KC? You think 260 and an interception from Mahomes is looking great? No,
that's not looking great. But you want to know
it
what is looking
great?
Last week, 5 touchdowns looks
their
great.
Defense is looking great.
Okay, that's something you could build on. Their defense has stepped up huge in the last couple weeks.
They allowed 1 touchdown to the Packers. They allowed 2 touchdowns to the Raiders, but absolutely whooped them. So that's one of them was a garbage time. And then they allowed 1 touchdown to the
Cowboys, yeah, and that's their defense stepping up when they knew they had to. This defense has been lackadaisical for years now because the offense was averaging like 40 points a game.
Yeah, it didn't need to be good.
Didn't need to show up. Honestly, you could just show up and have fun. Those guys are just like every turnover, you're just having fun because the offense, is going to drive down and score.
Yeah, every time.
Now they're realizing, hey, time to step up, and it's working. So that offense still hasn't clicked yet. And I'm not going to say the Chiefs are, oh, yeah, we're the Chiefs.
I think it's Pat. I mean, it is the offense, obviously, but
that line is so terrible. You pressure Pat,
his INTs are just bad decisions, bro. Very bad decisions.
Yeah, but hey, Andy Reid coming off a bye week. They're going into their bye week now on a 4-game win streak. Andy Reid coming off a bye week is absolutely fantastic.
Like undefeated.
Yes.
I honestly think this Chiefs team is on its way to turning its season around. And
yeah, I think
that's exactly what
a good spot for
did last year. They went on an 8-game win streak and absolutely won. They just ran the table out.
And it makes sense. It's perfectly set up for them.
Looking scary. Looking scary.
But the offense needs to absolutely turn around.
Because the Chargers are in their way in like 3 weeks.
Okay, easy.
It's not looking good.
They definitely are. I mean, Chargers are undefeated in the division.
The Chiefs are one in first place, though.
Yeah, we're going in the bye week.
Doesn't matter.
If Chargers win 3-0 in the division.
Hey, I'm just saying the Chargers control their own destiny, and it's always bad when that happens, Hey, and when they control their own destiny, it's never good news.
So. Hey, and I have so much faith in Herbert that it's unreal. So
unreal.
Not this year, it's gonna be soon because that kid is gonna be a quarterback.
And this is the week we get a game on them.
Generations.
Get the game back on them because they haven't had a bye yet. We have. We're 6-4. They're 7-4.
Yeah,
we win this
Denver
game 7-4.
So interdivision games, I hope Denver does not upset you.
That's fine.
I'll give you. We do play down to them every year.
New team.
Play down to their
Teddy
level.
B.
I'm over that. This ain't pick'ems. This ain't pick'ems for you to talk.
It's because he's nervous. He's nervous. That's why he doesn't want to talk.
We're gonna beat the Broncos. Period.
He's nervous. No, Bob is nervous. Bob is nervous.
I'm not nervous.
I agree.
I don't think the Broncos are that good.
Yeah, but they turn it on, and the Broncos play down to the. I mean, the Chargers play down to the Broncos every year we play them. It's always a good game. Always a good game against Denver.
Rushing defense, I love it. Melvin Gordon
shut down a better running back.
Melvin Gordon running back.
Shut down a better running back.
You did shut down, but hey.
Okay, point blank period. I think we beat a better team last week. I think the Steelers are better than the Broncos in every way.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. But the circumstances are definitely different.
Yeah, because Teddy B can run the ball.
That's fine, but I don't think Teddy B's looked good at all.
He hasn't.
What did the Eagles do?
The Chargers are scared.
Dookied on them. Chargers beat the Eagles. This is NFL math just going.
Chargers are going to turn Justin Herbert into a running guy, and I don't know if he's
not mad at that though.
Yeah,
he showed you he is. He showed you
against
your own team that he is a running quarterback.
The Steelers made Justin Herbert look like Lamar MVP.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
You gotta love it. Your quarterback's just taking extra hits. Facts. Gonna get hurt. Ribs,
Tell me when
he
he got hit one
Ribs,
time. He slid every time.
He looked gravy.
Ribs, gone.
All I'm gonna say.
Not healthy enough.
W.
Don't let him run.
Don't
Don't let him run.
Beat ya. All right,
And
let's go.
burgers.
Let's go to
Boys.
Packers versus Vikings. Hey,
Disappointing.
where are the Vikings
Very
sitting at
disappointing.
right now? They're coming
I'll
off
tell
a
you-
couple W's.
Tell you
They've
about the
lost some
Vikings,
close games.
Justin
Early
Jefferson.
on this season, the Vikings were losing games because of field goals.
That's fine. The Vikings
And now
are
they're winning games because blown coverage.
Now they're
coverage.
on the opposite sides of those games.
Did you see that last play? That Adam Thielen fucking touchdown?
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, but Jay Jettas eats.
Jay Jettas is
Yes, you're right.
is a stud.
He does.
He's good. No matter who's guarding him, he's really good.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing else for me to add to that because he shows us week in, week out. Came into the league as a rookie, almost 1,500 yards. Now this year, he's on pace probably to do the same thing. That's back-to-back over 150
Stud.
yards receiving for him.
Jay Jettas is a stud.
Yeah, and I'm glad Kurt is throwing him the ball because
He has
electric.
944 yards. That's fourth in the league right now.
He's really
Big
good.
studies. Really good, and he's young and big fan.
Big fan. I cop a jersey. If he leads me to a fantasy playoffs, I might cop a jersey.
Yeah, that's a sick jersey too.
Where does Green Bay go from here, though?
Green Bay's 8-3.
Happens.
This is a division game. This is a game that you give them.
Yeah.
You give them?
This was a shootout.
Hey,
They play the Rams next. This is
you win
another
some, you
scary
lose
game.
some. Well, that's what I'm more worried
Yeah,
about. The
that's a
Rams
game
are
they
on their
need to win.
downhill.
That is a game I'm interested in.
That's a game they need to win, though.
Both
Packers?
teams do.
Not really, to be honest, because the Packers have they have a commanding lead on that
They
division.
have a commanding lead. Vikings are 5-5 now. What do you do?
And Rams
But the
are
Cardinals are in the lead in that division.
Cardinals keep winning. No Kyler, no problem.
Yeah, Colt McCoy.
2-1 without Kyler.
Colt McCoy gets it done for us again, baby.
I think that eliminates him from MVP ranks.
It really depends if he absolutely goes off. If the ankle was really hurt and he was really affected by it and he comes back and goes off, I do think it's ruined.
If you really think about it, Kyler's
Three
out.
games.
Matt might be out.
And Josh Allen's out.
And Josh Allen's out.
These
The
last
only
3 weeks
true-
have
the
kind
only
of
true
shot us in the
contenders
foot.
right now is Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and
I hate both of those picks.
maybe
Maybe Aaron
Matt,
Rodgers.
maybe Matt.
Tom Brady, definitely not.
No, Tom Brady, yes.
I mean, it
Has
all
to be in
depends
the
on. It really all depends on how the end of the season goes.
Yeah.
It's a longer season. You know, that's something we got to think about. There's still a
maybe
lot.
Jonathan Taylor.
If Carolina
lot
wins,
of people been
Carolina
talking about
lost this week. Ooh, I
If
was going to
they
say
make the
Cam better
playoffs,
win
then
MVP.
yes.
Watch. Who?
You
Jonathan
Cam
Taylor.
Newton? What?
Yeah, bro. They lost this week. I was going to say if they went out, Cam better win MVP.
No shot.
No shot. You don't think they give it to him?
You're drunk.
He reached prime years.
If the
man.
Carolina won the Super Bowl, and
You're drunk.
Cam Newton will and win MVP.
No.
MVP is only for regular season, so
Okay.
playoffs truly do not matter for
That's
MVP votes. Which
They
is
don't even count.
cap.
True. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's go in and talk about the Seahawks. Where do they
Patty.
sit now?
Maybe Patty wins MVP.
Seahawks are done.
Seahawks are Dunsky, bro. Give 'em
Dunsky,
the
they're
Dun
3-7. Bro.
Okay, obviously that's everyone understands that, but I'm saying like, where do you sit? Like, is it over for Pete? Like, he's the oldest coach in the league. We're now missing the playoffs back-to-back years. This year's terrible. You're going
Russ-
into
One thing I think is funny is
Russ is a little older.
Russ
Yeah.
absolutely. He was frustrated with this in this offseason. People forget
Mhm.
that because they
Yeah.
mended ties, but I think he's gone. To be
I
honest,
think he's
and,
gone next season. Yeah.
Hey,
If you're
there's a
the
team that's going
owners,
to be
do you
needing a
clean
quarterback
house?
come the end of the year.
I think it's either or. If it's not Russ, it's Pete. If it's not Pete, it's Russ.
And I mean, it all depends on who the owner likes more.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you got the oldest coach in the league, someone who's
You can
stubborn.
replace coaches though. You can't
Coaches
really
are so
replace
Can't
Russ.
replace Russ. Yeah.
Yeah, quarterbacks that change franchises are irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable. And
honestly,
this next NFL or
it's
QB
not like
draft is
they're
trash.
yeah, and it's not like they're gonna be good next year. Like they're trending downwards.
Yeah,
I
they need
think
a
Pete's
couple.
gone. Time to see you start with
I
another
think you
guy,
got to
start
trade.
fresh.
I think you got to get rid of the GM too. He traded all your picks, your top 5 pick that you would have this year. Oh, guess what? Belongs to the Jets.
Terrible.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's
That's awesome.
I love when things like that come to bite people back in the ass. I absolutely love it.
I do too, because Jamal Adams is not worth anything what they gave up for him. Now the Jets are gonna have 2 top 5 picks.
It's just I love when dumb decisions just add on dumb decisions, and you put your team in this spot. So this man was paid probably $50 million to put his team in this position now. That's absolutely awesome.
Yep.
And now you're looking at your star quarterback saying, "There's no shot. I want
no shot." Yeah, exactly. They got nothing going for
I got no defense. I got a couple wide receivers
Chris
who are
Carson's gonna retire. His next done ski.
Yeah, Chris Carson just had neck surgery.
Yep.
You know, where are all my friends at? Where's
Sherman
at?
All I got is Sierra and Future's baby. What's going on?
Future Junior.
Really? You just go there?
Well, Future Junior is going to be the Falcons
star.
Soon. Watch. Atlanta's own.
I can't wait for that song about him.
He's just going to say something like this is his plan all along. I told Sierra go to Russ because I need a quarterback. Something like that.
Oh no.
Something like that.
All right. Well, I think we touched on all the games we wanted to. Everything else was kind of a crapshoot. I was average 6. I'm so excited for the interview. I can't really process football because we got a Padres guy coming on. I want to think baseball right now. Get my headset right. But yeah, nothing wrong with being average. Subscribe,
comment down below, hit the bell. Don't miss the next video.
If you're listening right now, we haven't dropped the pod. Comment who you think is the guest. All right, nothing wrong with being average.